I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Finally, The Rock has come back. I hate this idea that you're the best.
And if you're not down with that, we got two words for ya!
I'm the best in the world.
I fight at WrestleMania for the very, very small percentage of people that walk this planet and say I am proud to be, I'm sorry, a professional wrestler.
Oops, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
It's Podcast of the Immortals with your hosts, Matt Bush and Jimmy Bellamy.
I played. What did I fucking play? I ordered it. It had to be Saturday because I wanted to just have the chance to get the Warrior, I guess. Not that I really care about that stuff because like you could buy Tyson for 99 cents right away.
Yeah, was it right away?
I think it was right away.
I think was it Tyson?
Well,
the Rock was like an exclusive guy 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't play WWE 12. I remember I was gonna wait a little while to get it, and by the time I had waited, they had already started hyping 13. I'm like, well, I'm just not gonna get 12.
Yeah, and 13 was a lot better than 12, even though I like 12 a lot.
Yeah. I played it once at Best Buy.
Yeah,
and I was Cody Rhodes, who's on the TV right now.
But welcome to Podcast of the Immortals. I'm Matt Bush.
I'm James Bellamy.
Episode 41. We believe.
41? No, it is. It's not we believe. Well, no, we do believe, but it's because it is 41.
Yeah. 41 is another good number.
Fuck, yeah. So sweet. 41 episodes 41. In. And
can't believe it.
9 months? 8 months.
Started in February.
8 months, yeah. 8 months.
It's been a crazy trip.
It's been a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
We have a big show for you today. Gonna recap.
Well,
what's the big show?
Dun 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 dun.
We got to recap an awesome Raw. I really like Raw this week.
Really awesome, huh?
Yeah, I thought I give it a B plus. I give it a solid B plus.
Well, are you just saying it's awesome because Miz appeared?
Well, I did like the Miz's appearance as well, but
samesies.
Yeah. But first, we're going to get into some Wrestle News. Of course, Wrestle News is our home now. Wrestle News with a Z. So check that out, WrestleNews.com. You can get all your coolest information, news, analysis, and our podcast there. So check it out.
You put the anal in analysis.
Darn right. Wrestle News number 1. As you probably saw on Monday, AJ Lee's back from her concussion. She has been medically cleared to return to the ring. So it looks like she'll be a go for Hell in a Cell in a couple weeks.
Oh, so excited to see her Black Widow somebody.
Yeah.
Like she did last night.
Like she did last night. That was good.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm done.
You're going full Quagmire there. No one goes full Quagmire. But yeah, that's good. I was a little worried, she, like we have talked about for so long, she's been like the face of the entire division, and having her out would have been disastrous for the entire show, really. So I'm glad that she's okay and can get back to doing what she does best.
Me too. Oh, never mind the yawn.
Yeah, Jimmy, you're a little out of it today.
I think what happened is it was a combination of a long day and then the cold, rainy weather.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I have kind of a cold. I don't have a cold, but I just feel like I do.
Sure.
So I'm ready to just snuggle up in my bed. Oh, it's gonna be so nice.
Get all sleepy night.
Me and my puppy.
Oh yeah. Now, if anyone who watched Raw last week, not yesterday, but a week ago, you probably saw one of the worst matches we've seen in a long time. This was Ava Marie with her debut in a six-man tag team match. It was 3-on-3. And according to WrestleZone.com, Ava Marie was put in that match, and officials were setting her up to fail, and that's a quote, to tame her out-of-control ego and to teach her a lesson. Little slice of humble pie.
Uh-huh.
And it was terrible. And I hope she learned something. And it's not just for like an episode of Total Divas, which I'm sure it will be, but I really hope she learned something because she was terrible.
Why did JoJo not wrestle in that match? Did they ever say?
Probably because her ego wasn't crazy and they wanted to give her some time to learn the trade before, going on the main
It's weird
scene.
that they would have put her on the winning side. Why wouldn't they have her at least take the pin?
Because she was out there for 5 excruciating minutes of terrible... And she didn't even get the win.
Yeah.
Natalia did. But, I mean, it was really bad. She's 28 years old. Doesn't have any history in the business, and I don't understand why she's there.
She looks stiff. You know how you see some of these... Yeah, okay.
That's what she said.
See, I thought I could say this.
No.
I thought I could sound like an adult for a minute.
No,
but
wrong.
I shouldn't be surprised because I'm a kid, just like you are. But she has that look, and you see it sometimes in wrestling, especially with some of the women. They just have that stiff look. It's whether it's they can't physically perform in the ring, or if it's like a talking segment, which you see with the men and the women, where because if a guy looks stiff in the ring, the only guy who really looks stiff in the ring is Great Khali. No, Jesus, I don't mean it like that.
I feel like Billy Madison in 3rd grade. 69.
I don't mean that at all.
Jimmy is a nuisance. He will be gone in 2 weeks.
I mean, believe me, out of the two of us, I should be the one giggling like a little boy. But I mean, really, the only one who looks bad out of the men is Khali because he physically can't do anything. But she kind of has that physical fog about her that she has no idea what she's doing. She doesn't have the ability to know what she's doing, and she has no desire to know what she's doing or get better. So she's going to be a flash in the pan, like probably a handful of women I can't even name because they were flashes in the pan. So, I mean, I'm fine with her being gone. If and when she goes, if she goes, of course she'll go. The shelf life on those divas is so much shorter anyway.
Yeah, even for, I mean, Trish and Lita were the longest recent ones, but Gail Kim even, just a couple years. Layla, whatever. You
can have the Gail Kim circumstances where you get disgruntled, but I mean the physical toll that a WWE wrestler takes. The women are going to break down faster than the men, and that's why you've seen Trish and Lita retire. I don't know if you want to use air quotes for that or not, but I mean, because I think Lita might wrestle every once in a while, but I don't think so. She's pretty much retired. So
yeah, she came back for that one spot recently
against Heath Slater.
But Trish actually had a baby.
She did
a few days ago.
Maximus.
Yeah, Maximus Stratus.
Yeah, I can't remember what her husband's name is, but he had Maximus he had Stratus in the name, I think, as like a first last name or a middle name or something.
Whenever I hear Max, all I can think of is when Homer changed his name to Max Power.
Max Power.
Wow, that's a great name there, Max. Thanks, I got it off of a hairdryer. It's one of my favorite lines on The Simpsons. Just brilliant. But yeah, congratulations, Trish. That's cool. Ava Marie, I hope you're done for a long, long time. Until you learn to wrestle.
Yeah. She's cute, though.
She is. I wonder, how you become a diva. Do they have an application? Because obviously she didn't wrestle in the territories. It wasn't like Daniel Bryan of the girls.
I'm guessing they probably had a casting call for Total Divas, and they found her that way.
Really?
And they said, we're going to send you here to school to get trained, and that's how they did it. I'm guessing that's how they did it, because I mean she's done modeling, so I'm sure they have scores of people who they do the reality TV circuit, they do the modeling circuit, the magazines and all this other stuff, and this was probably just an opportunity that she saw come up and took.
Well, what makes me angry is that Ava Marie gets a match on Raw while Paige is sitting in NXT. Maybe the greatest young wrestler, female wrestler we've ever seen. She's got the looks too. Mm-hmm. Why isn't she on TV? Why isn't she on Raw?
I think it's because they just don't value that part as much as we do. as much as you and
she's
I.
She's got the look too.
Oh yeah, but
she's one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen.
They probably think that she needs more seasoning, which she clearly doesn't. I mean, it's for the same reason that a lot of these guys, Daniel Bryan, whatever. It's the same reason that he's not Bryan Danielson. Yeah. They're like, oh, you're going to be Daniel Bryan and you're going to be this. Nothing you ever did outside of WWE matters because this is the only thing that matters. So to them, it doesn't matter how good someone is or what past experience they've had. I mean, you go when they say you go. And I mean, and the other thing is, for as much as we laud AJ, the Divas division, when it comes to the actual wrestling, it's clear that's not a priority for WWE.
Yeah.
And maybe it will be. It's more than it was a year ago today.
Yeah. Huge props to Brie Bella, by the way. She has gotten way better in the ring.
Yes.
And I laud. Is it laud her? I laud her for it.
Yeah, you can say laud.
I laud her.
That's the second laud in as many minutes, I think.
Really?
Oh, I just said it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Or did you think I said Laud Van Dam? But until they put more emphasis on the actual wrestling, I don't think we'll see Paige until then. But who knows? Maybe they'll bring Xavier Woods into the fold now, and maybe that will. He's not a woman, but that will maybe bring some more NXT superstars up.
Perhaps, mayhaps.
Mayhaps.
All right. Wrestle news number 3: Bray Wyatt injured his calf over the weekend, and the injury will keep him out of the ring for 4 weeks. Obviously not off of TV, because we saw him last night interrupt the Miz's match and cost him the match against Orton.
Are baby lambs called calves?
Calves.
No, it wouldn't be calves, plural. It would be a calf, and then calves, plural. So I understand a baby cow is a calf, so I'm just trying to make a joke that, because he has that. Is it a lamb? A sheep?
I don't know what the
Eric
correct
Rhodes
term is.
Mask. Because would a baby sheep be a calf?
Did I say calf or calf?
You said calf, which is correct.
Okay.
It's the same spelling. The animal and the part of your leg is a calf. CALF. But I was trying to be funny, saying he injured his calf.
Oh, okay.
I hope Rhodes.
I was literally trying to figure out what meant multiple calves.
Well, that would be Cavs. CALVES.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite basketball team, the Cleveland Cavs.
Cavs. Yeah. Okay. All we talk about is grammar on this show.
I know, and I feel like it's because I'm a dick more than anything else. And I'm not a dick. At least I don't think I'm a dick. But I seem to like.
Here's what I want you to do, audience. Take out your WWE app and vote on whether.
First, let's show them 7 times
how to download the app. If you haven't downloaded the app, go to the App Store, click on download, and then you have it.
And then go bleep yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, he's injured up to 4 weeks. He'll be out of the pay-per-view, obviously. But it looks like he's starting a thing with The Miz, but that's not going to pay off for a while. So I don't know what they're going to do. Probably have Rowan and Harper beat up The Miz a few weeks and then finally get to what they're getting at.
At the SmackDown taping tonight, Miz and Kofi fought Rowan and Harper in a tag match.
There you go. Breaking news. Wrestle news number 4.
Yes.
And this is something you were texting me about, and it is not going to come true. Hulk Hogan is returning to TNA. There was some rumors he might show up for WrestleMania 30. WrestleMania! Would have been cool to see, but I don't know what kind of angle he could have fought Vince, maybe.
Didn't we see that? Didn't they do that?
Oh, yeah, they did. At 19?
Because did we have Flair McMahon at WrestleMania, or was that at a different pay-per-view when they were both owners of WWE?
I don't think we had Flair McMahon at a Mania.
Again, air quotes. Yeah, I don't think they did Mania either. But yeah, we had Hogan Vince at Mania already. I thought we could have Hogan Cena. I know you've got a boner for Cena Undertaker, but I thought we could have Hogan Cena.
That would have been terrible.
Well, of course it would have been, but what's ever stopped WWE from putting on a terrible match, even at WrestleMania?
Why was Cena against a 6-year-old man?
Because then they can say John Cena beat Hulk Hogan.
They can say John Cena beat up a senior citizen at WrestleMania.
He's 60.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
It's not like Ric Flair. I mean, Ric Flair actually could go a little bit. Hogan he can't even wrestle anymore. I mean, he's just there.
The AP story I read was the greatest because, well, one, I read a commentary yesterday about it saying that what they call it, the Hogan games or whatever, that he did that. He went to the AP to get more leverage.
Oh, really?
For WWE to pay him, and WWE kind of balked at him like, yeah, we're not going to pay you. But Hogan said, what an idiot I am. I talked about how I had the biggest arms in the world, and then I landed on my tailbone every night. He said he destroyed his body with the leg drop, which I believe it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because that's one of those things, like when a comedian says something on stage and you're like, yeah, I think that too. Why have I never said that out loud? That's one thing with Hogan. He talked about his 24-inch pythons, but then he ended every match with a bleeping leg drop. A boot to the face and a leg drop. It's like, really, dude? You couldn't like do a power clothesline or something? I don't know.
Or a vertical press, or even the body slam.
Yeah,
like
something.
You know? Yeah.
But and once I read that quote, I'm like, he's right.
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
Or Terry.
Oh, Terry Bollea.
Yeah, Hogan's going back to TNA. TNA can't even keep the lights on, so we'll see how long he's there.
No one cares, and that's unfortunate because I would have loved to have seen him in WWE as something. I think they would have found a spot for him, even if it was brief.
Well, would have been awesome. A Royal Rumble return.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it was for like 3 minutes, throws a guy out, hits a leg drop, does his ear thing, and then gets eliminated. Can you imagine the pop for Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Returning at the Rumble?
Oh,
be insane.
Man. That'd have been kick
You hear,
ass.
I am a real American.
Fight for the right of
every man.
Oh, man, that would have been kick butt. That would have been like, that would have been better than your Jericho thing.
Oh, God, I freaked the hell out at Jericho. But that was more because I knew I would get to see him WrestleMania.
Or what if you would have heard this?
Oh, yeah. New world order. New world for life.
We're gonna skip ahead.
That was cool. Yeah. I'm sure we're gonna get sued for this.
No, it's fair use. We just used a chunk of it.
Right on. All right, Wrestle News number 5. Members of WWE's creative team are working on an angle.
Kurt Angle?
No. Working on an angle for WrestleMania involving, who's my favorite wrestler? Bill Goldberg.
I love that you didn't even let me say it.
I gave you ample opportunity.
Goldberg. Hey, I thought about you.
And Ryback for WrestleMania 30.
Oh, kick ass.
In case the two sides can come to an agreement. Obviously, there's no deal in place yet, but that's like their contingency plan.
Yeah. Lawler made a reference to Goldberg last night. He goes, I love that the crowd chants Goldberg at Ryback. And speaking of, his DVD came out this week. I'm like, oh, that's okay.
Yep, I mean, before Brock Lesnar came back,
Before Brock
Lesnar came back, at the night after WrestleMania 28, he had been in the WWE video game.
Mm-hmm.
They re-released Here Comes the Pain on a platinum DVD, and then he returned to WWE.
Dun, dun, dun.
Goldberg has his new DVD out.
He does.
Goldberg is in WWE 2K14.
Yeah.
And WrestleMania is right around the corner. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I have to tell you, and I have to tell our audience, even though there's no sponsorship involved, there's a gentleman named Rob Schomburger.
Does you mean Rod?
Yeah. Maybe I do. Rob Schomburger is an artist, and I believe he lives in Kansas City, Missouri. He is phenomenal. He's a huge pro wrestling fan. He has a goal of painting a photo of every world champion from WWE, WCW, NWA, WWA, a bunch of other stuff I've never heard of. Unreal. And he also paints current superstars, old wrestlers who weren't world champions, all kinds of things. he's having right now, and of course this is moot because we'll air this Wednesday, and it's Tuesday now. But either way, he's having a one-day sale right now of prints, hundreds of prints of his paintings, and going for $15 a piece plus 10 shipping, and all of it's benefiting Make-A-Wish.
Cool.
So there's one of Goldberg on there, and I think you need to get it.
You need to send me that link.
So I'm gonna buy one tonight when we get done doing this.
Oh yeah, I want to look through them
because I've got some wrestle news of my own.
Yes, and that was actually my next.
All right, well,
my next news. So I'll let you announce.
No, I don't want to step on your touchdown call.
All right. Wrestle news number 6, and the biggest news of the week for Podcasting Immortals. Our own Jimmy Bellamy will be opening for none other than Mick Foley on February, 21st in Duluth. Mick Foley's coming to town, and Jimmy Bellamy will be the opening act.
Yeah, I'm, needless to say, ecstatic for this.
Yeah.
Our good friend Dave Sabick, who is the promoter for Heavy on Wrestling, which is a Duluth-based regional wrestling promotion.
Yeah,
and he has shows in Wisconsin, shows in Minnesota, and he was the one who ran Jerry Lynn's retirement show earlier this year. Down in the
X-Pac broke his coccyx.
He tore his anus. Tore his anus. And Dave asked me if I'd be willing to open for Foley and host the show, and I said absolutely, yeah, I'd love to. So I'm ecstatic about it, can't wait. But one of the prints I'm getting is of Cactus Jack.
Nice.
He has several Foley ones. He has Mankind, he has Foley, he has a couple Cactus Jack, both past and I guess like current.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm gonna get the one, he's doing the Bang Bang. He's got the, this is like old school where he's got like the longer hair. Nice. It's not the poofy hair that he has today. Like he does have one photo like that too. But I'm going to get that in hopes of being able to have, because all of the prints are signed by Schomburger, which is awesome. And then hopefully I'll get Foley to sign it, and I can, and I mean, I'll do it as, I guess, professionally as possible. I'm not going to be, Mr. Foley, can you sign this? Because I am working with the guy. So by chance that he's able to, I don't want to jinx it, but I mean, there's a chance he'll be in Duluth. You and I have a podcast. We'll see.
Opening for him.
Yeah, we'll see. But I would love for him to sign that because that thing's going in a frame. It's a 12 by 18 and a half, I think, or something, nice. Or 12 and a half by 18, something like that. And they have hundreds of prints. There's a great one of Cesaro doing the neck crack.
Yeah.
It's a black and white. There's a dozen different CM Punk ones. There's one of Austin, Punk, and Ric Flair with their titles.
Nice.
And it's kind of like a trio. Sure. It's pretty sweet. I'll show you the link. But there's a Goldberg one where he's at the entrance and you just see his head
and all the sparks
here, and then you see the sparks here.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Well, that's sweet, and I'm really excited for you, Jimmy. That's such a cool honor. We're gonna have to come up with some funny, wrestling jokes and stuff.
Yeah, it'll be. I've been doing some writing lately for my normal stand-up anyway, and I certainly will be writing between now and February, and I'll have a lot of wrestling-centric stuff, and I'm excited because it blends my two loves, comedy and wrestling, together, and I can't wait to be able to perform, along with one of the guys who, 14, 15 years ago, watching every week on TV. I'll give the cliched, if you would have told me, but seriously, that I'd get to be share a stage with
one of the
Mankind,
best ever, yeah.
A 3-time WWE champion. That's crazy. It's cool.
I'm hoping I get to meet him too, because I know you, I know Dave really well, and my one question for him would be, what was it like being on Boy Meets World? Because that's an awesome show. That's just an awesome show.
Are you excited for Girl Meets World?
Girl Meets World? I've been waiting for weeks and months for that.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Were they at Comic-Con?
No.
Hall H, Girl That Meets World.
I would have been there. I actually follow Topanga on Twitter now.
Danielle Fishel.
Danielle Fishel. She's looking nice.
She's a cute girl.
Uh-huh.
Gal, lady, woman, thing, girl.
Yeah, she was in Maxim just a few months ago.
Really?
Yeah, you should check it out.
Ooh.
Yeah. There you go.
Yoink.
iPhone. All right, so we got to get into Raw now, but yeah, that's awesome news, Jimmy. I can't wait for February. That's going to be a sweet month because we're also going to Elimination Chamber.
Yep. 2 days later, it'll be Elimination Chamber.
It's going to be sweet, and it's my birthday month. So,
oh, excellent.
Booyah.
We'll have a lot of fun.
All right, Raw kicks off with the HBK Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Comes out, says he trained Daniel Bryan. And he always liked him, but he's never liked Orton. But his best friend is still Triple H. There's a lot of moving parts in this match. He respects the opponents in this match and respects the hell out of Hell in a Cell. He says he was in the first one right in that arena in St. Louis. Fell off of it, went through it. Yeah, there you go. It's Topanga. Hello. But he promises that we will have a definitive champion at Hell in a Cell. At this, Randy Orton comes down and says he was born and raised in St. Louis, and he knows the people of St. Louis better than anyone, and he says that the people of St. Louis aren't very bright.
Just a great way to get cheap.
Just really cheap, yep. He says HBK resents him because Orton will always be better. That eats HBK up inside. That's a bunch of BS. Everyone knows Shawn Michaels is better than Orton.
Of course.
HBK says he needs to worry about Daniel Bryan, not the referee. Orton then says there will be no coming back if HBK screws him over because he's been in a lot of screw jobs. He's kind of famous for it, alluding to the Montreal screw job, of course. And HBK has none of it and says, you're not down with that. We got 2 words for you.
That's it.
Suck it.
Not very PG.
Yeah. Orton goes for the RKO and miss, and then HBK misses his super kick. And then Miz attacks Randy Orton, leading into our first match of the night.
This just reeks of, I almost said Triple H, of an HBK double cross on Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting about it is he could go either way. Really, he's got ties with Triple H. He's got ties with Daniel Bryan. He hates Orton, but we've talked about HBK coming back for that one last match against Trips. This could be the start of that angle,
and it should be because everything I'm hearing has Bryan winning the championship.
Really,
which of course will be overshadowed by Superman's title victory.
John Cena.
John Cena shin.
John Cena shin. I couldn't believe when they were watching that, or when they were playing that video of him training. I'm like, the dude is Superman. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
he's phenomenal. It's funny because John Cena, the human being, John Cena, the performer, John Cena, the man who is driven to succeed,
the legend.
I love him. It's John Cena, the character that gets shoved down everybody's throat. Mm-hmm. That's what bothers me, and it's because John Cena, in every way that he is capable of doing, he would be the ultimate Smark favorite because if they allowed him to grow and change and evolve, he'd be awesome. And I think he knows, and you can see it sometimes when he cuts those really cold promos, that, man, this guy is good. That I think you could tell where he just, if they could unleash him, he would just do wonders. And you could tell he takes it for the team every single time. He's a consummate pro.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's easy when he's getting $5 million a year. To, plus it's whatever else.
I'm so torn because I love John Cena, but I don't love him the way James Andrew McKinnon loves him.
No,
I love him because of what he could be. But
no, I respect the dude immensely.
Oh, he's awesome.
How is he coming back already?
Because he's driven to.
It doesn't. The human body
defy,
is not. It's. I can be driven to run a marathon right now. It's not going to happen. My body's just not capable of doing that.
This dude is just unreal. And you think about it though, like there's reasons.
He tore his triceps.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like a season-ending injury for an NFL player.
But here's what our guy Shane. I feel like I just take this like way off course, but Shane, our boy Shane Moran, the Pride of Ireland. I was watching it with him last night. He says what he thinks will happen is Cena wins the title, Del Rio puts him in a cross arm breaker, Sandow cashes in.
It's interesting.
Yeah. They can sell that injury.
Andy had an idea that it will last like a minute. It'll be a squash match where Cena just gets the move, his AA on, hits him 1, 2, 3, so he doesn't have to exert himself, and then he can be off. He can be on TV, cut some promos, not have to wrestle for another month. Either way is an interesting idea, but yeah, I'm curious on where they're going with it. I just can't believe he's back. Why is he going for the World Heavyweight Championship?
I don't know. After our show last week, I read from someone whose opinion was that WWE made a panic move after the shitty pay-per-view, and I guess the displeasure everybody showed with the result. I love how
you couldn't say "suck it," but you're like, "No, what a shitty pay-per-view."
I'm different. And that this is a panic move by WWE, not having faith in Bryan and Orton, saying, "Oh, we need to bring Cena in, increase our buys." So maybe they do bring him in, and what Shane says happens, and that would make sense. He's got the bad arm, or the beat up arm.
I think people are forgotten that about Sandow.
Yeah, and that'd be the perfect time.
Yeah,
catch everybody napping, especially because you think, well, Cena's going to win. They're not going to have him lose the title right away in a cash-in, but you could have Del Rio just decimate him. Yeah. Is that match a Hell in a Cell match?
No.
Okay.
The two we got is Daniel Bryan,
and then
Ryback and CM Punk and Heyman. Yeah. So the Miz attacked Orton to finish out the segment,
which was cool to see.
Yeah, I liked it. Miz actually looked really good in the match, and I was excited to see that. He was actually in control of the match, going for the figure 4 win. Bray Wyatt's hits, and he's there, and Orton hits the RKO as Miz was distracted, ends up losing the match.
Distraction trope.
Yep, pretty much. Although it wasn't a roll up.
No, it wasn't.
We did see a distraction trope roll up. That didn't
kick
go
out.
Yeah, kick out later on. We'll talk about that. But the Miz is Bray says that the Miz is everything he loathes about the world. The flair and the watches and the whatever else he talked about. I didn't write it down.
The red carpet.
The Hollywood, and he's coming for him basically. Our next match was Fandango versus Santino.
Fun. Schomburger's got 2 photos or prints of Fandango. Awesome. They look great.
I'm going to end up buying more than one, I think.
Yeah, you should.
These are as good as they are.
Because shipping, at least if you order 2, shipping doesn't go up anymore.
Nice.
It stays at 10, and I don't know how many you can buy before it goes up, but there's some Macho Man ones. I'm going to fire up the laptop right now and show you.
Yeah, you should. Who won? Fandango wins after Santino whiffed on the Cobra. That was the end of the match. I don't care about it. Los Matadors took on 3MB. Nice. I wrote Natadors.
Ole!
Los Matadors. Los Matadors win.
Los Matadores.
I accidentally wrote Natadors, and I literally said Natadors.
Natadors.
Los Natadors.
That's when Natalia joins them. They're going to be Los Natadors.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
With Rod Van Dam.
Yes, or
I'm never going to get tired of Rod Van Dam.
That's so funny. I feel like such an idiot.
Rod Van Dickens.
Yeah. Triple H and Steph came out next. You got knocked out chants echoing throughout the crowd. I like that. Tripp says he became I thought I wrote coup. It's COO, Chief Operating Officer.
I'm cool, right?
For the fans, not for himself, but his breaking point was last week when he was unconscious while the crowd chanted yes while Daniel Bryan stood over his, broken body or whatever. Triple H says he'll be the bad guy the crowd thinks he is. He'll be everything he that they just know he can be. He means business. Daniel Bryan comes out then, and Alberto Del Rio attacks Daniel Bryan. which seemed odd because they haven't had any interactions lately. But obviously that was a setup by Steph and Triple H. Steph mocks Daniel Bryan and announces tonight's match against ADR. Yeah. I liked at the end when Triple H was going, yes, yes. I like when they do that kind of stuff.
And the crowd was going, no.
I love Steph lately. I think she's been really good.
Yeah, she looks really good too.
Sure, yeah.
Filling out that blazer pretty nicely.
I don't want to get in hot water with the COO here.
You mean the
I'm not going to say.
You mean the coup?
The coup?
He's the WWE coup.
Coup. Our next match was R-Truth against Ryback. This was the first of 2 matches that was part of the Beat the Clock segment. The stipulation on that was whoever won faster between Ryback and CM Punk. And I love that they just assume they're going to win the match. But whoever wins the match faster will end up getting to pick the stipulation for the Hell in a Cell match on the 27th.
28th, right?
27th.
Is it 27th?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
27th.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. So Ryback...
I just thought of this. I love that on SmackDown last week and on Raw, JBL was like, "What's up? What's up?"
as he gets prepared to be squashed.
Truth.
Ryback wins in just over 5 minutes. It was funny because R-Truth was running around the ring stalling because now he's friends with CM Punk apparently. But I thought it was a cool move, trying to help out his buddy if he can.
Worked out, I think. Maybe. Hashtag beat the clock.
Mayhaps.
Hashtag beat the clock.
Yep. Steph is backstage with the Bellas. I don't really remember what she said, though. That's all my notes were for that segment.
Who was backstage with the Bellas?
Stephanie.
Oh, she said that she forgot to congratulate Brie on her engagement, and that her fiance was chanting yes in the ring when her husband was knocked out by the Big Show. Mm-hmm. And she said,
as a punishment,
she's
going to face the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Snuka.
And I had no idea. I mean, I'm going on 2 years now. No idea. Tamina Snuka is the WWE superstar, WWE diva, Tamina Snuka, the daughter of Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Now that you say it, it makes sense.
Yeah,
I just never put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't know. There's nothing like it. It's
It's the only time I can.
And I can see it now.
It's the only time I can think of a WWE wrestler being related to a former WWE wrestler. I can't think of it any other time.
Never.
And I can't think of any other time that they've mentioned that.
No. And it was. I think it was the first time that I had heard that from the announcers, that she was indeed the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer
James Snuka.
Superfly.
Yeah,
Snuka.
James Superfly Snuka.
Yes. So there you go, audience.
Or is it Rod Snuka?
I think it's Rob.
Oh, Rob
Snuka. Okay. Yes. No. I love how we've continued that bit for 41 episodes now. The streak mode was announced for WWE 2K14. I can't remember if we talked about this on air or not.
We didn't, because I didn't know about it until yesterday.
But yeah, it sounds awesome. I don't know if you get to play all 20 matches.
Oh, you meant on air today. I get it, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if we get to play all 20 matches.
20 or 21?
Or 21 matches. Because I don't think they're going to have a few of those wrestlers.
Here's what it is. I read it. Streak mode is this. You can choose to be the Undertaker and defend the streak. You face one wrestler after another, and you don't get any power refreshing.
Oh, wow.
So eventually you'll lose, unless you're really good and you beat everybody. So you can see how far you extend your streak, how many finishers you've done, all this stuff. It keeps these stats. Or you can choose to break the streak, fight against the Undertaker, and it's a stronger than usual Undertaker you fight. there are instances where you'll be about to finish him and the lights will go out and the Undertaker will appear right behind you, ready to like beat you up. So they do different things like that to make it ultra difficult for you to try to beat the Undertaker.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Well, I like that there's another mode beyond the 30 years of WrestleMania mode.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, the Undertaker is WrestleMania, you know. Him and Shawn.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, him and Shawn and a few others. But, yeah, that's going to be cool. Next match was Tons of Funk taking on the Real Americans.
Someone call me mama.
Oh, these are cool, dude.
Yeah, take a look at those tater tots.
Oh, yeah.
Try not to get too distracted. But yeah, I would highly recommend anybody go to robschomburger.com. It's Rob, not Rod. It's R-O-B as in...
Of course his freaking name is Rob.
It's R-O-B as in Bocephus. SCHAMBERGER.com.
Oh, look at Owen and Brett.
Some badassery
that
there.
Is nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I think everybody should get one because they're super cool.
Oh, Jericho. Oh my god. I'm gonna spend so much money today.
You should see the actual paintings. He has some like cool ones, like he has a CM Punk where it's CM Punk made to look steampunk.
Oh,
pretty
really?
Sweet, yeah.
That's cool.
Big mustache, mechanical arms and legs.
This is awesome.
I don't want to distract you from our show. We got a show.
I can see these. It's only today.
Here,
it's only 2 more hours.
I'll scroll down to Goldberg.
All right.
But you keep talking, all right?
Okay. So Tons of Funk took on the Real Americans. Cesaro is looking like the dominating guy coming out of this group right now.
There's the Fandangos I
Nice.
talked about.
That's
Super cool. And there's Goldberg.
Nice. Right next to Goldust.
Yeah. Which is also a cool one.
You know, Goldberg's going to be at WrestleCon this year.
Oh my god.
He's like the premier guy to go see, so I might have to...
Here's the cactus one I want.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
awesome. That one's cool too.
Yeah, and then there's here's the Macho Man one I'm gonna get. That one.
Yeah.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
I love the one where he's sitting by
on the beach. Well, they have the Shawn Michaels Playgirl one too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's funny.
With his donger. They don't really have his donger.
But yeah, Cesaro looking
right
dominating. Nice. He did the neutralizer against Brodus Clay, and then he picked up and spun around Sweet Tea.
Yeah, and Brodus Clay had a wardrobe malfunction.
His boob was falling out.
we saw some tater.
Yeah, that was bad. That really looked like a boobie hanging out.
Yeah.
The FCC is going to get on WWE there.
It was a tattooby.
yeah, it was. But Cesaro, I really hope that this is the beginning of something new, because, I mean, he's so powerful. Just so powerful. It's impressive. He's got to have a push after
He's
this.
Mexico's greatest export. Oh, wait, that's the wrong guy. I just said that because JBL was like, no doubt he's pound for pound the strongest man in WWE. He's Mexico's greatest export.
He doesn't know how good he can be.
What's up? Oh, JBL, the wrestling god.
JBL says the same stuff every week. It's awesome.
He does.
Kind of like our show here. Brie took on Tamina Snuka.
No, I'm just kidding. You know what's so funny, though, is as soon as Cole mentioned it, Shane and I looked at each other and were like, no way, she's the daughter. You're such jerks.
Brie was looking really good, not only physically, but in the ring.
Oh, God. But as the song says, you can look, but you can't touch.
Yeah.
Mainly because we're watching on television.
Yeah, and that'd be weird.
Nothing's to stop us from going over that barrier and touching her the next time we're at a live event.
Yes, that's true. Except for the big dudes with security written on their shirts.
Might be worth it.
Possibly Ryback. So yeah, Brie took on some...
You think Ryback's going to be working security?
Yeah, I think that's his side job.
Security.
Hey, don't go over that barricade. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
So Tamina actually ended up winning with a big boot to the face. It was like her only offense in the match. And then she decided to attempt the Snuka Splash, which she did.
The Superfly Splash. Yeah, the Superfly Splash.
It's
which Brie kind of no-sold.
Well, plus it was a bad it didn't look good.
Well, because
looked like she just kind of fell.
Well, she did it in a way to like not touch Brie at all.
Yeah,
she was being nice.
Yeah,
because I'm sure she would have broke her. Because Brie's like 96 pounds.
So it is what it is. Afterwards, AJ got in the ring and put her in the Black Widow, which was nice.
And I couldn't tell if she tapped or not.
I don't know. I'll have to go rewatch it. We're such skis bags. This is great. Okay, CM Punk took on Curtis Axel in part 2 of the Beat the Clock segment. Pretty much. But Punk gets a win after GTS. He picks a stipulation that Hell in a Cell will indeed be a handicap match, but with Paul Heyman and Ryback rather than Axel and Ryback. Which, if you could pick any stipulation, I'd take a 9-on-1, like, I get the Shield, I get, I just, like, if you can pick any stipulation, you want to beat down this guy, why would you put 2 guys against yourself?
What I think would have been interesting and fun is if they would have made Ryback and Heyman stand back to back and be tied together.
Yeah.
That would have been sweet.
Or blindfolded.
Yeah.
I bet Heyman would have liked that.
I just don't give a crap anymore about that. Wrestling won't get interesting again until CM Punk is in the WWE title picture.
He needs to be in the craw of Triple H.
Mm-hmm. He does.
Yeah. I think that's coming next, but we'll see.
I hope so.
Alberto Del Rio took on Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was in charge before Orton interrupts on the Titantron. Makes a beeline for Brie Bella in the trainer's room because Brie was hurt from the Snuka Splash. I'm just going to call it Snuka Splash.
Yeah, that's fine. You could call it Snookaplex.
Snookaplex, there you go. Bryan actually...
Oh, wait, the Snookaplex is a drop toe hold. I'm just kidding.
Bryan got rolled up while he was distracted and actually kicked out for the first time in...
That was great. It was like they've been...
I thought it was John Cena.
I swear they were listening to us.
They must have.
Like these guys say that we always get pinned. Daniel
Bryan, I could not believe he kicked out. He must be some kind of special superstar right now. Because only like John Cena, CM Punk can kick out of that kind of stuff. But now Daniel Bryan's up.
Well, it made Bryan look strong. That he didn't lose the match. He lost the match by choice by getting counted on, and that was great. I loved it.
Runs back to check on Brie, of course, after he took out ADR, and then Orton surprise attacks Daniel Bryan somehow.
What I didn't understand with that whole thing was, okay,
because he wasn't on camera.
We see Orton enter the trainer's room, a trainer's room that contains a trainer and the Bella sisters.
Yeah.
Then we hear screaming after the door shuts. Mm-hmm. Bryan hears that screaming. Bryan goes in there, opens the door. They're screaming.
I'm sorry, they got a shockmaster.
Yeah. So the door's still shut. There's still screaming. Uh-huh. Bryan runs in there.
And everything's fine.
And he goes, Where is he? Yeah, and she goes, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, why are you screaming then?
Yeah.
And then Orton's just like standing behind the door and attacks him. So at first I thought, did she set him up?
Yeah, it was a really weird...
It was just a botch. That's all it was.
Yeah, it was lazily executed, I think.
Boo and hiss.
Boo and boo. Our final match of the night was awesome.
Oh, I in the middle of watching it right now. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Team Rhodes. I guess they're Team Rhodes. I don't know if they have a team beyond that.
They don't have a name. I've been calling them the Rhodes Brothers, Rhodes Dynasty, and the Rhodes family. That's all I've been calling them.
We could call them Goldie Rhodes.
No, it'd be Team Gold Rhodes.
Team Goldie Rhodes.
Team Code Dust.
Code Dust. I like that. It sounds like a code breaker almost.
Team Code
Dust. I liked it. Code Dust took on the Shield. Of course, Dean Ambrose not part of that tag team, but there was no disqualification stipulation for this title in this title match. So, of course, Dean Ambrose could interfere at any time, basically, which I never understood when they do that, and then they don't just jump in right away and start hitting them with a chair and stuff. You have them outnumbered.
It's the fatal flaw in any of those no DQ matches that they're like, okay, we're gonna play by the rules until the end.
Yeah, like it always makes me laugh. But it's pretty funny. But hell of a match.
Dean Ambrose wearing an earring, by the way.
Yeah,
for, I think the first time.
Yeah, I didn't notice that, but
he was
I'll agree with you. Dean Ambrose is differentiating himself from the other two more and more, which I like to see. But that was a hell of a match. Goldust looks like he's 1996 right now.
Unbelievable, and it makes me sad that it just shows how he was really underutilized because he never rose to the main event. I remember he had that backlot brawl with Piper. He was, involved several times in the IC title feuds and Hunt, and he carried the IC title. He had a tag run, title run with Booker T, but it was, I think, 10 years and 9 months. It was more than 3,000. It was like 3,900 days or something since Goldust had a title.
Wow, really?
In WWE.
Jeez.
So cool to see. I love this revival. And I couldn't be happier for him. I couldn't be happier for his brother to be a part of that. I've been saying for a few years, even when Goldust was a regular like 2 or 3 years ago, I wanted him and Cody to either have a feud or have a teaming. And it never ever really happened. But now, this is just... I can't say enough about it. I'm just so happy. It was 3,934 days between title reigns for him. 10 years, 9 months, 8 days.
That's cool.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, he looks brilliant. I mean, this is some of the best stuff I've ever seen from Goldust. He never really rose above that kind of icy European, kind of mid-card stuff. But this is probably his best run ever. I could say. I'll tell you what, we get nostalgic sometimes when people come back and they... Rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, you think like, oh, it's great to see this guy, or you still got it. But he looks as good as anybody on the roster, and he looks better than he's ever looked.
Yeah.
And I think, I would love to ask him. He was here like 3-4 months ago, and I wish I was out of town that weekend.
Yeah, I should have gone. I was just lazy.
But what I'd like to ask him, and I just from reading his tweets and stuff, he seems to be living a healthier life than he's lived in a long time, and it's paying off. He looks amazing. This isn't he looks great for a guy in his 40s. He looks amazing, period. And I love seeing it, and I love seeing that he's doing this work with his brother, and it's meaningful storyline, important work, and I hope WWE keeps it up. I would love to see him...
I think they will. I think it's going to run through Mania.
I hope so, and I would love to see him get some individual success too. Maybe that's a pipe dream to think of him as a world champion. Not that he couldn't do it, but that WWE would actually make that move. I'm so happy with what's going on.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, they were back and forth in the match. It was an awesome match. And near the end... Ambrose gets involved, of course, but the crowd starts going nuts. I'm like, what's going on? And here comes the Big Show through the crowd.
Dressed as a member of the Shield.
Yeah, pretty much.
With the sleeveless underwear.
And he knocks out basically the entire Shield, tosses one of, I forget, probably Rollins, back into the ring, and was it Cody or Goldust who got the pin? I can't remember.
Well, no, Roman Reigns stayed in the ring. Roman Reigns was in the ring the whole time.
Yeah, but I thought
he knocked out Ambrose.
Oh, right.
And then he knocked out or slammed Rollins onto the ground.
Yeah.
And Reigns was in the ring the whole time.
Yeah.
Cody went for a drop kick. Reigns dodged it, but then walked right into a knockout punch.
Yeah, knockout punch. And the Rhodes are the new champions. Triple H is in the ring immediately,
and he
booked it down.
He shoves Goldust out of the ring as Goldust is walking out of the ring.
It was great. Crowd's going nuts, chanting yes. There was this girl in the crowd who tried to high five Big Show, and I don't think he recognized it because he just left her hanging. I loved it. It was brilliant, but just an unbelievable moment. Something I didn't expect to see. I was freaking out.
I thought for a brief moment that it was possible that they were going to win it. And Shane kept saying, WWE.com has referenced several times the length of the Shield's tag run, and it seems like that it could change, and it started to look like that. And I got the feeling that tonight's gonna... No. I got the feeling around, I'd say at the point when Goldust fell out of the ring and they went to a commercial break, I thought, I think they're going to win tonight. That's when I thought. And then when I saw Big Show, I thought it was a done deal that, yeah, they were going to win. So loved seeing it. In fact, we've got it on the TV right now. It's just...
That's sweet. Yeah, there's a big punch.
And let this be underscored by the fact that we've mentioned several times, and it is true, all of the Shield members are phenomenal talents.
Oh, yeah. And
they can have great matches.
They had a hell of a run. I was just shocked because they've never lost. Mm-hmm. Like, that was their first reign. They felt like they had it forever. And after Team Hell No's run, the Shield win it and have another great run. I never thought I'd be that excited over a tag team change.
I know.
This is great. This is brilliant.
The thing that kind of gave me chills, and even does right now, is we understand wrestling is scripted and whatever, but if I was in a situation like this where I was in the ring with my younger brother, and especially if I was in Goldust's shoes, where you've got a career where you're in and out, you're up and down, and I could have that moment with my little brother, would mean the world to me.
Heck yeah.
And my favorite part of this match is when it's over, when they're both in the ring and they're looking at each other and they're screaming with joy and they're embracing, and to me that is the coolest thing. I mean, these guys, they're gonna remember this forever. It's just a great moment, and I just keep rewinding. It's so cool. Just getting giddy.
It's one of the best moments of the year for me.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's the reason I'm going to save this Raw for a little while.
Yeah,
because I'll watch this match over and over again.
Yeah, it's sweet.
So sweet.
But that's our show for this week, guys. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at ImmortalsPcast, at 97Bush for myself, at Jimmy Bellamy, of course, at Wrestle News. Thanks again, Wrestle News. Be sure to follow or check us out on Facebook. We have some discussion. I liked it
was great.
Yeah, we had a little discussion with our fans and stuff about best DVDs, and best documentaries. And I'm curious what other ones you like. I mean, I just watched a Triple H one. I thought it was really well made. My personal favorite is probably the Stone Cold, The Bottom Line on the greatest WWE superstar of all time. I thought that was a brilliant DVD.
I still have to check that out.
You don't have it?
I haven't checked it out. Now, is that on Netflix? A lot of these are on Netflix.
Probably. I have it on Blu-ray, though.
Okay.
If you want to borrow that.
I still have to watch your Shawn Michaels Bret Hart one, which I have.
Yeah, you do.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you had that.
But that Breaking Bad set me back on a lot. I mean, I've got a boatload of DVR stuff I need to watch now, too.
But yeah, if you haven't checked out the discussion, you can tweet us your favorites or recommend ones that we haven't talked about. The Jericho one was really good too. If you haven't seen that,
I have not.
Yeah, you should check that out. It's called like Break the Walls or something like that. Jericho Break the Wall. I think that's on Netflix. But yeah, that's the show for us this week. We'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Peace.